I'm Carole Turek, and I am photographing every hummingbird species. Come with me as I explore Central and South America to find all 360 plus species. Some of them are critically endangered and difficult to find, but we will find them all. Hi, my name's Carole, and this is Hummingbird Spot. We're on our way to the airport in Nassau to go to Great Inagua Island, hopefully to get a fabulous hummingbird and some great footage for you guys. Let's go, Mickey.
All right, let's go.
Great Inagua Island is the second largest and southernmost island in the Bahamas. It's only 55 miles east of Cuba. The island's population is only about 1,000 people, and the Morton Salt Company is the biggest employer. Chances are that the salt you put on your food comes from this island. We were met at the airport by Tara Lindo, who would be our local guide for the next few days. We came to Great Inagua Island to find the Inagua Woodstar, a hummingbird which is endemic to this island. Tara told us that she's been seeing a male coming to the Noni plant in her own backyard, so that is the first place we went. The Inagua Woodstar was thought to be a subspecies of the Bahama Woodstar, but DNA analysis has shown it to be its own separate species. Tiny white flowers are called Noni flowers, and this is what he's feeding on. They're so tiny, they must be sweet. Is the Noni fruit edible?
Yeah, it's a fruit, yeah. Well, I mean, you wouldn't eat it like that. So how they make it, they would let it get ripe,
yes,
and then it's soft and mushy, and then they would blend it and take out the seeds. You have to take out the seeds, and you can dry eat it if you want to, and then they will mix it with like grape juice and cranberry juice.
Oh, okay.
And it's very healthy. You can Google it and see.
I will.
Check it out.
You know, I think I've seen that
in
the health food stores.
Talking about
Noni. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
wow. Cool. Tara took us on a little tour of Matthewtown, the only populated settlement on the island. Burrowing owls are numerous on Great Inagua Island. If you look at any open land by the schoolyard, the cemetery, or the lighthouse, you're likely to see an owl's head pop up out of the ground. Tara had also seen the hummingbird feeding on flowers at the Inagua Ocean Villas, which were currently unoccupied, so we could photograph the hummingbirds there. And here we got to see several female Inagua Woodstars that seem to rule here on this property. After several hours of photographing, we went to the Lighthouse Restaurant Bar and Grill in Matthewtown for some Bahamian cuisine, and we enjoyed the wonderful views of the lighthouse and the beautiful turquoise water along the coastline. Next Sunday, we're going to climb up to the top of the lighthouse and drive out to the Morton Salt Factory to see the huge population of flamingos that inhabit this island. Hi, my name's Carole, and this is Hummingbird Spot. I'm here on Great Inagua Island in the Bahamas, and we have an endemic hummingbird for you and a large flock of American flamingos. Last week we showed you the Inagua Woodstar, the hummingbird endemic to this island. But the other birds for which this island is famous are the West Indian flamingos. So we began the drive out to the Morton Salt Factory, where flamingos like to feed on the brine shrimp in the evaporation ponds. We drove through Matthewtown, and Tara and I decided to stop and climb to the top of the Great Inagua Lighthouse. It was built in 1870, and it's the last existing kerosene-powered lighthouse in the Bahamas. 120 steps get you up to the outside platform, and they say on a clear day you can see Cuba from the top. We didn't see Cuba. Next to the lighthouse is the pumping station, which pumps millions of gallons of ocean water yearly to the salt plant. The water is aided by gravity and travels inland in an 8-mile-long channel to the 60 holding ponds where the water evaporates. As you can tell by the island's vegetation, Great Inagua is rather dry and windy, so the water evaporates under the sun. Once the water is evaporated, harvesters come and scrape the salt from the reservoirs and deposit it by the plant into mountains of salt. The salt's then cleaned and shipped. The evaporation ponds are filled with algae, which supplies food for billions of brine shrimp, which in turn supplies food for the flamingos. In fact, it's from eating the brine shrimp that the flamingos get their distinctive coral color. Great Inagua is home to the largest colony of flamingos in the Western Hemisphere. In 1952, the flamingo was almost extinct in the Caribbean, and their numbers were as low as 1,000 individual birds. But due to an intense conservation effort, with most of Inagua declared a national park, the flamingo population here has grown to approximately 80,000 birds. We kept driving past the evaporation ponds until we reached the plant because we wanted to see those piles of salt. We were told that we were not allowed to fly the drone over the plant, so we drove along the fence and got as close as we could. Then we drove a little further to take a look at the coastline beyond the factory. I took a little walk on the beach and found a beautiful conch shell.
Wow, what a beautiful shell. This is a big one.
But now it was time to get back to town to our favorite restaurant for lunch. Early in our visit to the island, we wanted to stop somewhere for coffee. Tara took us to a place called Cepillo, where we met the owners Clement and Sasha McIntosh. They recognized us because it turns out they were sitting behind us on the plane from Nassau. Well, we got talking and we decided to eat there for dinner. One bite of the potato and green banana puree with jerk chicken and fresh basil leaves, and this became our place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of the trip. Well, it was time to say goodbye to Tara and to Great Inagua Island. Our flight would take us back to Nassau, where we'd spend a couple of days hoping to find a Bahama Woodstar. We stayed at the Atlantis Resort, a sprawling complex on Paradise Island, because this resort has lots of gardens where we hoped we might find this hummingbird. We're at the Atlantis in front of the Royal Tower looking for the Bahama Woodstar. We found one. He's a little juvenile male, but we were happy to see him right up here on this little tree. The Bahama Woodstar looks similar to the Inagua Woodstar, but they have different tails, iridescence patterns, songs, and mating displays. We searched the property for this hummingbird and we only found one juvenile male in the trees at the resort, and we were happy to find this one.